Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and thank you once again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. And like always, if you want to see something on our show, or you have a bright idea and you say, you know what, I want to see you guys do that on your show, drop them in those comments below or hit us on any one of our social media outlets. Holler at us, we holler back. But without further ado, we coming at you a few minutes late, so we want to jump right into the flame of the fire. But first, let me introduce you to my co-host who thinks he knows more than me some of the time. His name is Mr. Steven Rubain. How you doing, sir?
A little better, and make it clear, I do know a lot more than you. Just to be on keeping it real, but and I'll prove it a little more tonight. But I'm doing a little bit better. It's still hard, but
yeah,
the closer we get to the football season, I think the easier my mind will be more focused. And so,
yes, sir.
I'm excited about the season. So that's keeping me going.
That's right. And to let you guys know, next week we will open the phone lines before the season starts, so you can get everything you want to get off your chest and tell us about what we've been talking about. We're not opening the phone lines tonight because we got a big show. We got a lot to unpack. And we need to get into this. But how you been doing, Steve? Other than that, have you talked to Mama Rubain? How's she doing?
Yeah, she's doing bad. She's doing bad, one day at a time. It's hard, but like I said, we're both big sports fans, and so we're using whatever we can to get our minds off of everything that's been going on the last.
Tell her we love her
months.
from the show.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm not gonna lie to you, but she's listening, so I'm gonna give a shout out to her. Tell her I love her, and
tell her we all love her here, man. We all thinking about her, and
Yes.
we when we go to sleep, we put her in our prayers.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Thank you. And how have you been? I know we've been so much on me. How have you been these last few weeks?
I've been good. Hanging in here. Still doing my thing. Trying to get us right here at the show, get us everything running well and running smooth. In fact, that contest, the football pool that we will be putting up, it will be a commercial, and I will be sending out invites. But to people who haven't been in the contest before, listen for the commercial and put your credentials in, and it's real easy to get in. All you have to do is sign up for our social media outlets, which is YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and you're automatically entered for any contest that we have. Once you're a subscriber, all the free gifts that we give away, it'll be gift cards, probably some professional memorabilia for your teams, all different type of things. But you have to be a subscriber on those social media outlets, and you're in for everything. Everything is free, and we pay the posters to send it to you. All we need is your credentials, and we can handle it like that. But I said all that. My goodness, they switched up on me. I've been trying to get in and reactivate our account, and I've been having a little problems because like everything else, they try to switch up and have something with a gambling involved in it, and they tried to put me on that site, so now they're switching me over. So I'm waiting for office football pool to put my account back the way it was, but it'll all be done within today, probably tomorrow. The commercial will go out showing everybody how to sign up. But stay tuned, we got a lot more to come. But Steve, you know what?
Yes.
Let's jump into some of this BTW sports news and give the people what they want. That real.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get into it. So I think the big story in the NFL has been this contract holdouts. We have 2 of the 3 have signed. So going into this training camp, we had 3 contract holdouts. We had Micah Parsons for the Cowboys, Terry McLaurin for the Washington Commanders, and Hendrickson for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
Let's start with the 2 who signed. Starting with my man, Terry McLaurin for the Washington Commanders.
About time, Terry.
Under 3 years, $96 million contract extension. So he signed, still delivered, ready to do his thing as the number 1 wide receiver for the Commanders. So Great news for Jaden Daniels. Great news for the Commanders.
It makes me upset because if he would have signed already, he would be on a couple of my fantasy teams already. But I couldn't trust.
Yeah, you can't draft a guy who you're not sure if he's going to sign his contract. So I understand that, but yeah, so you still got a couple more drafts to go.
Oh, I got a few more drafts to go.
Yeah,
we got a busy weekend coming.
I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. And then for the Bengals, Hendrickson, the defensive end, who is their all-pro defensive end, has signed for the Bengals. And given how bad their defense is, they need him so
badly.
If the Bengals going to do anything, oh my God, that defense was horrible in the preseason. So if they're going to do anything, they got to have him on the defense. So, but let's get to my favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones is the gift that keeps giving. He really is full of himself.
Hey, all I can say is this. We talk about the players like the Sanders family, Shador, and how he didn't go by the book and do things. It must be nice to be an owner that, you know, things are done through your manager, but the owner doesn't want to go through this man's this man's handler. So what's the problem with that?
Well, the problem is that in the difference of Jerry Jones, he's the owner. So unfortunately, as owner,
get away with murder.
You get away with murder. Whereas when you're a player, it's a different story. So we're gonna get to Sanders in a few minutes. Let's not jump the gun on him because I had a whole lot to say about them. But as far as Michael Parsons go, Jerry Jones is making me like Michael Parsons. You know how much I hate Cowboys, but Jerry Jones is making me want to like Michael Parsons. He's so full of himself. He's making Michael Parsons look good.
Very good.
I mean, my God, Jerry Jones is talking about how I had a deal with him and he didn't accept my deal and this and that. Huh? What?
Did you listen to the whole story? He talked to Stephen A. and said, "You got a guy here, and you got Michael Parsons here, and then you got this guy way back here." But the guy way back here is the one that handles Michael Parsons' business. This is how business is done in the NFL. But on Jerry's team, Jerry is under the delusion that Michael Parsons should make the deal with him, and it shouldn't be through his agent. Right. And where do we go with that?
Well, we're going to go to it's going to be a holdout going into the season.
The audacity.
And if I was Michael Parsons, I wouldn't play. I'd force Jerry's hand. Wow. If I was him.
Wow.
I mean, at some point, a player has to take a stand. You can't. Reason why owners are the way they are is because they hold money over your head.
True.
Michael Parsons got to decide: is your integrity, is your value, your self-value more important than the money you're making?
But see,
because he's going to get the money.
This is where we get into. I understand, and what you say is very valid. But Jerry Jones is one of those owners that pulls big time weight in the NFL. Don't you think that he can be blacklisted, blackballed, and shoved up under the carpet with all this talent if he doesn't conform to what Jerry wants him to conform to?
Absolutely not. His talent speaks for itself. This isn't a case of somebody who there's questions as to his abilities, or there's something in his personality or character that you can question.
Right.
This is just a case of an owner who's trying to use a slave mentality in how he treats his players as far as holding money over their head. And so Michael Parsons, if Jerry Jones cuts him, he'll be signed tomorrow by somebody else. You better believe it.
Sounds about right.
So the question is going to be, so the question is just going to be, can Michael Parsons afford to stand his ground to force Jerry to trade him? Because the contract is going to end the end of the year. He'll be a free. He can go sign anywhere.
That's true.
So, can you afford to go a year, sit out a whole year?
Let's see. What is he looking at for this year? Isn't he looking at like 40, 48, 50 million for this last year?
No, it's not. No, I think it's more in the 20 somewhere
Wow.
range. It's he. That's what he wants. He wants
It's
top
what he
defensive player
deserves.
money. It's what he deserves. He's earned it.
Yes. To
Jerry
go
Jones is
all out.
saying, talking about the team approach, and that as a team, I can't afford to pay him what he wants because I got to look out for the team. Now, if you're Michael Parsons, you don't want to hear that when you just paid Dak Prescott top quarterback money. You just paid CeeDee Lamb top wide receiver money. It's an ugly situation. And like I said, it's going to come down to, will Michael Parsons hold his ground, or will he just cave into Jerry Jones?
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that unpacks and how that unfolds. But shout out to Glenn White. He said, "What's up to us? Thank you, sir, for tuning in. Thank you. He's watching us from YouTube.
Thank you. So speaking of Glenn White, and I know he's a big Carolina Panther fan, tell the team you went to the last exhibition game on Thursday in Pittsburgh against Pittsburgh. How was that experience for you?
It was I always like going to Carolina, but it was like bittersweet. The mood in the stadium was good. It was just we expected to see our starters play, which we did not. At least play for a couple series. We didn't get that. I believe that they've been in the backs playing, getting their game together, and they have a surprise for us. That's my hope. I feel like Bryce Young, Leggett, our new wide receiver, Tommy Tremble, and I can't even think of the other wide receiver's name, but Croker, all these guys, I feel that they are ready and they're set, and we're gonna have a high power offense. And that's the reason why they don't want us to touch the field. They don't want anybody to have any type of film. They want everything to come off fresh with these plays that they have. I'm excited. But the feel on the field, you saw Plummer get waived. He was on the field most of the time. I was like, I was happy just to be there, to get to be in my home country, Carolina. See them do what they do. Got to see the players, sat behind the bench, like I like to do when I go to the games. I would like to see Carolina players come do more interaction with Carolina fans that are out there that spend that money that's behind the bench, especially with how we've been playing for the last 3-4 years. Understand, we still here. We diehards. We should get shown some love. Don't you think so, Steve?
Well, I do think so. I do. Well, like I expect you guys to win 3 more games. I've made my prediction on them, but let me ask you about this big trade today.
Okay.
With Adam Thielen now being traded back to the Minnesota Vikings, and your coach came out today and said that the reason for the trade is basically Bryce Young's development. He doesn't feel that Bryce Young no longer needs that security blanket in Thielen. And so he feels like with the wide receivers they have now, they should be able to suffice. How do you feel about that?
I'm going to trust the coach. But I do not like the decision. I feel with having a safety blanket, especially with a Bryce Young, and especially with the hot wide receivers that we had, I don't understand why you wouldn't want a veteran presence with those young wide receivers being there in certain situations, telling them, we got this, calm down. It would only seem to me that would have been an asset to the team with those young hogs on the team. We have a lot of talent in that wide receiver core, and Adam Thielen didn't do anything but add to it. But I'm gonna trust the coach, like I said.
I'm not going to trust the coach. I question the move only because you just signed this nice rookie wide receiver. Why would you not keep Thielen to be a kind of a mentor to him?
Well,
Now you're
that's what
making
I said.
a rookie be your best wide receiver on the team. I don't know. I don't
He's
know if
one of
that.
the best. We have Leggett. Leggett has yet to
Like,
blossom, and
look, yes,
if you remember we got him number one last year in the first round, and we're gonna look good, Steve. We're gonna
he's
look
still
good.
working. He's still a work in progress. He's not your best.
Everybody knew it was always a work in progress.
Your best receiver is McMillan, and so
Well, that's yet
we're
to
gonna
be
see.
seen. We're gonna see who Bryce Young caters to this season. I believe it's going to be a 1-2 with uh, McMillan and Leggett on the side, and that young rookie that emerged last season, Cower. You got to watch him. You got to watch him. He's definitely elusive, and with having all that talent, people are going to double McMillan. Watch. When we get into these NFC predictions, I got some surprises for you, Steve. Some surprises.
Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing. Looking forward to hearing it. But speaking of wide receiver, especially now it's come down. Rasheed Rice will be out for the first 6 games, suspended due to his little speed racer moment in Texas over the summer.
Shameful.
How are you going to affect the Chiefs?
Shameful. I think the Chiefs won't miss a beat. The Chiefs have always played still well with bubblegum wide receivers. We have yet to see the Chiefs have a wide receiver core that looks outstanding. Just Bryce Young takes lemons and makes lemonade. That's how it's been for the past 3 Super Bowls. Did you see him? Absolutely outstanding with bubblegum wide receivers. I think now that is finally getting down to the nitty gritty, you'll see Xavier Worthy make a big stride this season, and then when Rasheed Rice returns after those 6 games, you're going to see the Chiefs make a push, because the Chiefs are definitely going to make a push, bar no injury.
Okay. You had Bryce Young on your mind. I think you meant to say Patrick Mahomes, but yeah, I got him on my fantasy team this year, so I'm excited. I expect Mahomes to have a huge bounce back year.
Well, yeah, I do have Bryce Young on the mind, but we were talking about the Chiefs, so excuse me, everyone. Everybody knew I was talking about Patty Mahomes having.
As Mahomes would say, don't put Bryce Young on your mouth talking about me. He's nowhere in my league.
We're gonna see. Bryce Young gonna make very good strides this season.
I just had to get that straight.
But Patrick
Mahomes,
Mahomes.
What else we got to talk about in as far as with moves or trades or cuts?
The Ravens, Kyle Hamilton signing a 4-year extension worth over $100 million to become the highest paid safety.
He's earned it.
The Niners, they got Marquise Valdez-Scantling.
Oh my God. You love this guy. This guy finds it. I mean, he just finds a job. He's somebody. He's done the most with the least.
That's the benefit of being on the Super Bowl and having Super Bowl rings and played in the game. Whether you were outstanding in the game or not, you still get that credit because you came from a Super Bowl winning team and you were on the starting line.
I mean, they just give him a job every year. But hey, more power to him. He'll have another substandard year, and he'll get another contract next year, I guess.
I don't know. The 49ers are an elusive team that has an outstanding running game. And hopefully this year they'll understand that they're a running team, and then they'll dink and dunk and make surprises. And Christian McCaffrey's back, and he's due for a big year. So I don't know.
And they picked up Brian Robinson Jr. in the trade from the Commanders. So they got a definite nice 1-2. And then if Garrido can just give them anything, they got a very strong 1-2-3. So yeah, the Niners should be a strong running team for sure.
Yeah. And not to mention Amari Cooper joining the Raiders again with a bona fide quarterback finally and a bona fide coach. And the Raiders actually look like they can make moves and some strides, because they have a lot of heart over there. They had a lot of heart when they were. I won't call them trash. I would just call them subpar.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it last week. That AFC West over there, any one of those 4 teams. I mean, other than the Chiefs, I think the Raiders, Raiders, Chargers, and Broncos could be anywhere between 2 to 4. Those 3 teams, Raiders could be 2, Chargers could be 2, Broncos could be 2. It's just they're all that good. So
their competition is going to be in that conference. How they play each other.
Battle.
Yes, how they play each other.
Yeah.
Because you remember. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I said you remember when KC play the Raiders, and the Raiders still give them a rough time, even when they were a low ranking team. The Raiders still show up to play those teams in their conference. So I'm eager to see, now that they all have decent teams, how this all stacks up at the end.
Yeah,
how it stacks up as it goes.
I'm gonna add one thing to that. Yeah, let me add one thing, is that I don't remember a year going into the season where there's been no really super major injuries. If you think about it, of all the so-called star players, everybody's going into the season relatively healthy.
Yes.
And I can't ever recall a year where in the preseason we pretty much have had no major end of the year injuries, no major players who are starting the season not being able to play. So that's going to make for an interesting NFL season.
I'm trying to tell
all the big dogs. Yeah.
I'm trying to tell people to watch out. Travis Kelce, you know, he introduced him and Taylor getting engaged, right? You know, he's dedicating this season for this engagement, right?
He's gonna show
you
up.
Better watch out.
They're gonna show up.
You better watch out. He is dedicated, because I'm thinking he's trying to make this his last year, and he wants to go out with a bang.
Right.
Don't sleep on KC. Do not sleep on KC.
I may take the over-under on 100+ catches for him. He's going to get the ball early and often.
Sir.
As long as he can stay healthy, he's going to get a lot of touches this year, especially with Rashee Rice being out that first 6 games. If you got Travis Kelce in your fantasy team, you should be in good shape. I know you do. I know you do. Yeah, he's going to get a lot of touches this year. You better believe. So, yeah. That was a huge news. Yeah, congratulations to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Hopefully, this couple will fight the buck the trend and actually make it.
They look like a power couple. They look like they will make it.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce looks like a good guy, like Russell Wilson to me. So,
man, Madison Avenue, the NFL executives are salivating. They're like, man, can we get Travis Kelce to play 3 more years and keep Taylor Swift in the headlines? That's a gold mine for the league.
Yeah.
So
I would say they have to win this year, for how passionate he is, for him to get on that podium and say something like, "Let's do it one more time." It has to be something like that, something passionate.
Yeah, it would have to be something special. But you never know. You never know. Like I said, if they come out strong and have just an amazing season, I just can't imagine him walking away. I think he'll try to do one more. He'll want to do one more back to back.
It has to be that way, though.
Because think about it, that'd be 4 Super Bowls in 5 years.
Dynasty.
Nobody's ever done
dynasty.
That would definitely proclaim the dynasty.
That's what this team is.
They can win 4 and 5. So I think, like you said, I think if they win this year, he will come back for another year, just for the sake of doing what no team has ever done before.
Wouldn't it be something if they went back to back to back? I know that's just way ahead. Let's just move on. That's just too way ahead.
Yeah, too way
but
ahead.
They have the team.
Any other news we get to before we do these predictions? Do we have anything else on as far as? We haven't talked about our 2 favorite Sanders Shiloh, and
Where's three of
Shador.
them? Because my favorite Sanders is they pops. That's my favorite Sanders. Now
Oh,
Shiloh, I believe he's going to turn into my favorite Sanders, but Dion, he's still a guy. And he don't even play no more. He's still a guy.
oh yeah. No question about it. But can we officially come out and say Shador Sanders deserved to be a 5th round pick?
No,
Can you say it?
I
You won't
can't.
say it?
I can't.
Okay. This
He made
past
some
week,
bad decisions.
in his most important game to show out, he played almost the entire second half. He went 3 for 6 for 14 yards and 5 sacks.
How you know his oblique
four
wasn't still
series.
bothering him? How you know he didn't aggravate his oblique and still just play?
It don't matter.
Because the chance, if you don't go for the chance, you don't go for it.
The bottom line is when he needed to show, and the thing that made it worse, because let's call it for what it is. He had 4 series in the second half. It was a rough outing. Okay. The last 2 minutes, coach decides to put in Tyler Huntley for the last drive of the game. Tyler Huntley, a longtime veteran quarterback. Shador Sanders, after the game, comes out and says, criticizes the coach, saying he should have left me in there.
Okay.
That is a big problem.
What's the problem, Steve?
The problem is you are a rookie. I don't care what your daddy's last name is. When you're a rookie quarterback, you don't tell the coach when you can get in and when you should be in. And you especially don't tell the coach when you should be in when you had a rough outing. You didn't come out and say, I had a rough outing. I need to play better. There are things I need to do to improve. You came out and said, coach should have left me in to finish up the game. Who do you think you are? Opinion. That you feel that you have the authority, the self-righteousness that you're going to tell the coach what he should and should not do with you.
He was telling the media, Steve. He didn't tell the coach that. He felt that the coach
anybody else.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You are a rookie.
There's nothing wrong with feeling that way.
You are a rookie. You don't. There's absolutely something wrong with that. What do you mean there's nothing wrong with that?
Getting pulled out of a game.
This is the reason why 31 teams passed on Shador Sanders.
Not so.
He doesn't understand his role. This is a team game. It's not a Shador Sanders game. It's a team game.
I get what you're saying.
Tyler Huntley has earned to be able to finish the game out.
I'm glad you made my point without me even saying anything. Tyler Huntley, you know what you're going to get with him. He has, like you said, he has made his mark. You know what you're going to get with him. Shiloh Sanders, first year NFL, should have been left in. No, he's not the coach, but he only said what he felt. And I just like you asked me about Adam Thielen leaving, and that's the coach's decision. I feel in this right here, Shiloh should have been left in. He needs the reps. Tyler Huntley didn't need the reps. There was nothing that we were trying to see with Tyler Huntley because we know what we get with Tyler Huntley. He is a veteran. So you are right, but I do understand where the young man's coming from.
It's the coach's decision, though. Once again, let's go back to where it comes down. The same way you say you trust your coach in Adam Thielen deal, you got to trust the Browns coach in putting in Huntley over a quarterback that was struggling. It's not the coach's responsibility to look out for Shador Sanders. See, this is the issue that we have with Shador and being feeling entitled. The coach does not have to sit there and play to Shedeur Sanders' likeness. The coach has a responsibility to win games to keep his job.
I'm gonna say this. I hear what you're saying, but as a player coming out and expressing how you feel, being respectful, I didn't see anything about it being any disrespect. I didn't see him talking from the side of his neck. He was asked a question and he responded how he felt about he should have been left in the game so he can get his reps. Period. I don't believe that it was meant the way that you're saying, but I can see how it could be misconstrued. I can see that. I can see it, but I don't feel that that's what it was coming from. That it wasn't coming from that point of anger. It was just, he should have left me in.
But the problem, as I mentioned already, he didn't come out and acknowledge his own flaws. He came out and just criticized the coach, and that's a problem, especially coming in as a rookie. Is that if you're not going to take ownership of your own play, but yet you want to come out and make comments towards the coach for doing something that, quite frankly, if his name was not Shedeur Sanders, it would have made perfect sense for the coach to take him out, and nobody would have questioned anything.
I hear what you're saying.
Other than the fact of his name is Shedeur Sanders. That's the only reason this is even a comment, is because of his daddy's last name. And that's the problem that 31 teams said, we're going to pass on him because we're not going to have to answer to his whims.
I get that. But, these preseason games that these coaches are going through, every coach has their own playbook and how they're running it. But it just seems odd to me. And I'm only speaking from, I went to that preseason game. I saw my team on the field, and I saw mostly everybody that was on the field, they were the ones that got waived. The people who need the reps were watching the game, in my opinion. Now, I know at practice, maybe those people got a lot of work, but since the season is coming and we have a rookie wide receiver that's nursing a hamstring, I understand shutting him down, letting that hamstring get back together. But these other guys, reps. Bryce Young, reps. But putting somebody in that's solid already, that we don't need to see reps from, we have a difference of opinion on that, but I do understand where you're coming from.
So speaking of your division, let's get to the other Sanders boy, Shiloh. Now, Shiloh Sanders, who was an undrafted free agent. So we all know when it comes down to undrafted free agents, probably between 2%, 3% have a chance of making the NFL.
Right.
It's probably so he knew going into that he was a long shot at best of making the Buccaneers. That being said, his final game, the game that gives him any chance to show the coaches what he can do to make the team, he goes out there and gets into a fight with another guy who has no chance of making the team and get each other ejected. Now, that's not as boneheaded of a play as you can possibly make. What is?
I did a timeout about that, and I agree with you 1,000%. I mean, for you to even get into it with somebody when you're trying to make a team, even if they did go overboard, it's crazy.
Oh, I'm sure he said. I'm sure he said the only reason you're in the NFL because you're a daddy. You're not as good as your daddy. He probably went there and probably said that magic thing, that little trigger that's going to set you off, and you.
But it shouldn't set you off because you're trying to make a team. Somebody else is trying to make a team. That means you're both actually nobodies. So why are you letting a nobody even get into your head? So
exactly,
I agree. I agree 1,000%.
I mean, that just made it. I mean, all the coach had to do now is just, okay, well, he gone. That
Yes.
made my
Yes,
job
yes,
easy.
yes, yes.
I didn't even have to do an evaluation.
All I gotta say is rookies, upcoming rookies, people in high school, people in college. Come on now. It's too big. You're being on a platform where you can change lives in your family. Worry about you and your family.
It's
Get
a
the
job
job.
interview.
Get the
Yeah, it's
job
a job.
first.
It's a job interview.
My
You're on
goodness. Show up
you're
to the
on
job.
probation. Yeah. Training camp is probation. You're trying to make a multi-million-dollar job where they're going to evaluate you, everything you do on the field and off the field.
Exactly. You got to come show out. You got to be a Rashid Rice. You got to be the man, the wide receiver everybody wants, and then you can make a mistake and everybody be like, but he's Rashid Rice. We'll suspend him only for 6 games for having a car accident and walking off and leaving the car and only get suspended for 6 games. Oh, I see your mug there, Steve. I got mine too, sir.
Blow
I
the
see
whistle,
that.
baby.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna start giving some of those away for people. That's gonna be some of the gifts going in these goodie bags when we give away some of this PSA 10 cards to away to people. Yeah, we gonna hook y'all up. We're gonna hook y'all up. But Steve,
Absolutely,
it's time to
absolutely.
climb into these NFC predictions, sir. It's time to climb into those NFC
Which one
predictions.
do you want to go to first? Who do you want to go to first? What division?
We got to
Want me to
start off.
choose?
Okay, you choose. I chose last week with AFC. You choose the NFC.
All right, let's go to a division that we got no feeding the fire. The NFC North.
NFC North. No dog in the fight, no fuel in
No
the
dog
fire.
in the fire, no feeding the fire. So
I'm
the
excited.
Lions, I'm excited for them. They got to have a step back. When you lose both your offensive and defensive coordinators, can you still be 15-2? I think, yeah, I think they might lose 2 games off of that. I think they'll probably be closer to 13-4, maybe even 12-5.
Stop it.
I think the division's better, and I think there has to be some blowback over losing your coordinators. So I still got them winning the North, but I think Green Bay's going to give them a great run for their money. So
Wow.
I think it's going to be Detroit, Green Bay, but I think it could go either way. I think Green Bay, if they get hot enough, I believe in Jordan Love. I think they got pieces around him now. I think they have a chance to steal the division if Green Bay falls off too far. Minnesota has to take a step back. As great of a season as Sam Darnold have, you can't stick a rookie in there and expect him to maintain how Sam Darnold played last year. So I'm looking at Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota, and then Chicago should be a little better, but they got a kid who wins this problem. And I think until they figure out about him, I got to put them in 4th
Now,
place.
I'm going to give you my NFC North predictions. First, you know I'm taking the Detroit Lions.
Right.
The Detroit Lions are going to win this division soundly and safely, and they'll probably only lose. I'll give them at the most, I want to say 2, but I'm going to say 3 to be safe. 3 games to be safe. The Detroit Lions will dog walk this division. The only Achilles heel of the Detroit Lions, like I've said before, and I hate to say it, is their coach. If you look at it, the Detroit Lions offense is high powered, just like the Baltimore Ravens offense, high powered. That most of the time, 90% of the time they touch the ball, they will go down the field. The problem with the Detroit Lions is their coach. Their coach plays Madden football so much with a real NFL team that even when the Detroit Lions have for sure points to put on the board, he always finds it in his heart to go for it, which we watch these games over and over again where the Detroit Lions will be in the red zone 9 times and only will score 3 or 4 times in that game, which if they would have just kicked the 3 points those 9 times and got the 3 touchdowns, they would win the game convincingly in all their outings. But because of their coach, they seem to always go for it and get no points. And then at the end of the game, we're looking at the Detroit Lions having a problem with a team that has woken back up, and now they trying to put the game out of reach in the last seconds of the game. Ridiculous. But Detroit Lions, nevertheless, Green Bay Packers second, Minnesota Vikings third, and Chicago Bears last. I had a lot to say about the Detroit Lions because that team is a great team and they get mishandled so much. If only the coach would just get the points, and that team will win 95% of the time. Just get the points. Offense, tremendous.
One of the greatest from the 20 to the 20. They're one of the greatest teams maybe in the history of the NFL. They can move the ball at will between the 20 and the 20. But when you get into that red zone and that coach got that 4th down, man, he does not want to keep field goal.
I done seen him lose his mind so many times.
I know his field goal. I know his field goal kicker hates his guts.
The fans should hate this man. I believe the Detroit Lions will have a Super Bowl if it wasn't because of him. Because of him, they would any one of those teams that was in the Super Bowl last year, they couldn't mess with the Detroit Lions. I don't care what you say. Neither one of those teams could mess with the Detroit Lions, even as high power that they are. Having Saquon, the superhero, the running back of running backs, even having Patrick Mahomes with Kelsey, with a healthy wide receiver core, the Detroit Lions offense, remarkable. And they all get made for what? To be kicked to the side because of their coach. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Hey, that's one thing we do agree on. We definitely agree on the Detroit coach. Okay, so we got the same teams though in
we agree.
NFC North. Let's get to the other division that we have no feet in the fire, nothing in the pan. The NFC West.
The West.
I'll let you go
NFC
first.
West. This is going to be interesting because Arizona, I'm looking for Marvin Harrison Jr. to emerge this season with the Arizona Cardinals. But with that being said, this division to me is going through some changes. The Seattle Seahawks, I don't know I think they're going to drop to last in this division. I think the San Francisco 49ers will squeak them out. And bringing up first place, the Los Angeles Rams, the team you need to watch. This is the team, the scary team that has what it is to take out any team at any given Sunday. They have it. Devontae Adams on one side, Puka Nacua on the other side, and the only thing that's bad for them right now is can we get a healthy Matthew Stafford by week 8? And I have to wait and see that because Matthew Stafford is gimpy right now. So Rams first, Arizona second, San Francisco third, and bringing up last, the Seattle Seahawks. How do you see it, Steve?
Okay, well, let's start first with those Rams. A back injury for a quarterback is almost 40. That's a tough one because anybody who has a bad back, and I know I got a bad back, it comes and goes. There's no rhyme or reason to it. And if you're talking about someone who's getting hit, getting sacked so many times, that back can go out at any time. I think that's going to be a problem for them the whole season. The Rams should be the favorite in the division. I think, depending on his back, Arizona. I gotta see it. Marvin Harrison Jr. burned me last year. I thought I was being the smartest fantasy guy. He was going to come in there and light up. He was going to light up the NFL last year. I said, "Oh, as a rookie, he's going to be Rookie of the Year." Man, he didn't get nothing all season. So I gotta wait and see on them. I've been waiting for the quarterback for the Cardinals to come out and do something, and he just shows flashes. He's like he teases you to think that he could be a top 5 quarterback, and then he just goes and hides. So I don't know what to make of Arizona. San Francisco, another team. The running game should be stellar. If they just stick to the running game, they should get at least 12 to 13 wins there. But Shanahan, speaking of a coach you can't trust, which coach do you trust least? Shanahan or Campbell for the Lions?
Ooh. It's about a tie.
Yeah, exactly.
Both those coaches disappoint me.
Exactly.
Not just disappoint me, their way of thinking. I don't
know what to make of the Niners.
It's remarkable to me. But
it's
Detroit. I don't know. Detroit, Shanahan, Campbell.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to go with Detroit coach. I'm going to go with Detroit because unlike the 49ers, Detroit offense should eat teams alive. They should, with their explosiveness and getting the points on the board, they will put teams back to the wall so much that they would win games out of teams just being desperate because they've been behind since the beginning of the game.
Okay. I can't argue on it. I can't argue that point, but yeah, both the Lions coach and the 49ers coach are a major disappointment. So I don't know what to make of the Niners. Seattle could be a wild card. If Sam Darnold could be anywhere near as good as he was last year, they could sneak up and maybe compete. But there's too many other question marks. They lost DK Metcalf. Can Jackson Njimba, can he be that big number 1? Charbonnet, I guess he's now going to be moving more into the number 1 spot as a running back. Can he do that job? A lot of questions.
I can't say anything about that team. That's just a question mark. You got to put a question mark on that team. I can't put anything on.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions. It's for a fantasy. Can you draft any of those fantasy guys? It's like none. They could be very good or they could be very mediocre. It's just no rhyme or reason to tell either way. So yeah, that division is a toss up to me. Like I said, I got to put the Rams first with a question mark as to Stafford's back. Everybody else is a crapshoot.
Well, where we going now? Shout out to Lamont Mahalia. He's in the building. He said, "Fly, Eagles, fly."
All right, Lamont.
What division, Steve?
Let's go to the NFC East.
You want to go to the NFC East?
Let's say your division for last. We'll say the best for last.
NFC East. What we're going first, second, third, and fourth. Steve, let us know.
Eagles first. Commanders second. Cowboys third. Giants last. But Cowboys and Giants could switch. I think. Don't be surprised if the Cowboys end up in last place. All depending on what they can get from Russell Wilson. But I got, as of now, I'm putting them in third. So I got Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
Okay. I can't disrespect the Eagles in the NFC East. I will always get the Eagles first right now. But that Washington Commanders team that now has Deebo Samuels, which is a wide receiver / running back, I think people are in for some problems. But I will go Philadelphia 1, Washington 2, Dallas Cowboys 3, and the New York Giants number 4. Russell Wilson starting over there?
It's looking like it. I think at least to start the season, they're going to put Wilson in, and then it's going to be 3 or 4 games in. They're going to finally put Dart to take over. So that's my prediction, is that he will start the season, but then about 3 or 4 games in the season.
But if he balls out, he might be able to stay in.
He might be able to stay in. That's going to be the key. And he just might. I mean, he got a top receiver in Neighbors. The running game is decent. You know, Tracy Jr. looks like, you know, he can still be a pretty solid. So you never know. And he got an easy schedule. So, well, actually, the schedule is not that easy. It actually looks pretty daunting for a lot. How the Giants got such a tough schedule for the. We'll wait and see. Now let's get to the
only got one division left.
Division of the NFC. NFC South.
Relax yourself, Steve. Relax.
I mean, the last couple of years, your division has been 500 or lower.
What?
It's been a battle of attrition. Who could win with an 8-9, 9-8 record? That's been the NFC South for like the last 5-6 years.
Shout out to Charles Tung. He called my team the California Reapers, and they gonna reap this season.
Oh my Lord!
And you know,
so I'm gonna let Hackett go first on this one because I already know where he's going, and I'm just gonna have to correct him. So go ahead and put your predictions in so I can correct you.
Okay. Coming in at I'm gonna go from the 4th to 1st. Number 4th, the New Orleans Saints will pick up number 4th in the NFC South. Coming up 3rd, I will going to give that to the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons. Now, it's going to be a dogfight between 2nd and 3rd. Who's going to be in 2nd? Which is between. Well, I will say the dogfight will be between 1st and 2nd, not 2nd and 3rd. But Atlanta are making strides, but I don't know if this is the season that they will take off and become a bona fide threat. But I know Tampa Bay is out there and they're lurking. And New Orleans 4th, Atlanta 3rd, Tampa Bay 2nd, and the Carolina Panthers coming in number 1 in the NFC South this season.
Not everybody. That was truly what you call an emotional pick. Let me tell you guys who's really going to win in the NFC South. Now, I will agree, New Orleans, they might not be some college teams this year. New Orleans may be so bad, you might question if they could beat LSU.
Ooh.
That's how tough. I'm not sure what New Orleans is doing. They don't act like they want to even compete for
just mean, Steve.
The NFL game. So I'm calling like I see it.
Hey,
that team is trying to be as bad as possible. I think they feel like if they can lose this year, they can get Louisiana's son Arch Manning with that first pick.
That's what teams are trying to do this season.
Yeah,
this is one of those bona fide tank seasons for those bad teams. Tennessee needs to be looking at that too.
Tank for Arch.
But give us your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th so we can.
All right, so I got New Orleans 4.
All right.
I got Carolina 3rd.
What?
Atlanta 2nd, and Tampa Bay in 1st.
Hey, everybody remember that.
Now, you guys remember. Atlanta and Carolina could switch depending on Bryce Young development. I could see possibly Carolina getting 2nd if Bryce Young does really show that development. That's about the only thing I can see other than Tampa 1st, Atlanta or Carolina, and then New Orleans last. Pretty straightforward.
Charles Tongue said Bucks, Panthers, Falcons, Saints in that order. He got a little better than you.
I said, I can live with Carolina second and third. I can live with that. It's there's a chance they could sneak as a wild card. I think only one team's going to get out of the South, but they could sneak as a wild card depending on everything else being in play. But yeah,
well,
8-9, 9-8.
I'm going off of not just my heart, but just how he played at the end of last season. And how easy our division is. I believe that we will take the division. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it looks like we pretty much have gone through the NFL. We're going to next week get into the playoff, decide who we think is going to go all the way, as well as our predictions for week 1 of the season. So one more week. This is this tough week now. Now that the cuts have been made, you got a whole week of no football.
So anxious.
And you got to hold out to Thursday. Yeah. So we're all so anxious to get there, but now we got this whole week of nothing to do until the season starts next Thursday. A game that still disgusts me now: Eagles, Cowboys. How Jerry Jones has managed to finagle his way to get that big primetime first game amazes me.
You think Michael Parsons is going to play in that game, or is he going to hold out?
He should not play in the game, but I got a bad feeling he's going to cave in.
But I still think the Eagles will dog walk the Cowboys in this game.
Oh yeah, I think they're going to do it as well. But the Cowboys should never be in this game. That's where the problem lies.
We're gonna do the playoff predictions next week.
Next week, yeah, we're gonna get because we gotta give our prediction for the season starts as to who we think is gonna go all the way.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
already know.
Our show for next week. Yeah, that's our show for next week is give our playoff predictions, Super Bowl winner, and get into our picks.
And make sure you guys tune in weekly. We will be giving away our predictions on every week's games, where we will tell you the games that we're telling you from our heart and the games that we know from the science of it all, to what we think and what we feel. It's two different things. We'll give you the legit pick, and then we'll tell you the one that we're going with our heart. So listen to what we're saying so you don't make the wrong picks, and we give you those picks. And when we give you these hot picks, it's all right. We'll put our Venmo up so you can give us a little of the cut after you make your money, break some to us, and just shout us out because we give those hot picks. But please like, subscribe, and share. And I can't wait to get into it. I can't wait to see how.
I can't wait as well. I mean, like I said, this is just the toughest week of the season. No football this weekend. Got to feel this is the weekend when you get the chance to catch up with the family, catch up on those things you haven't been able to do otherwise. Because once the season starts, your Sundays are going to be occupied. So
I'm glad you got
enjoy this holiday weekend.
I got so much fantasy football draft to get into. I still got about 12 to 15 drafts that I got to do between now and before football season starts. So good luck to you guys and make the right choices in your fantasy football.
How he even keeps up all these drafts? Don't ask me.
Hey.
How he even keeps up all these drafts? Don't ask me.
Football time is a wonderful time. It only comes. Fantasy football is only once a year in August. You get it all out, and then it's easy to manage on your fantasy football apps. From NFL.com to ESPN.com to Yahoo.com, even to the little other ones like RTSSports.com or CBS.com. It's so many to get involved to. And then you got your dailies. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm going to be busy. Yeah, you know how this works, Steve.
You got a busy weekend for you. I know how it works. I know how it works. So we're gonna on next week's show too. We're gonna give our fantasy predictions as well, as far as with all these drafts being done. Who do you think you should pick up off the waiver wires That's going to be very important because
Yes,
drafts
yes.
are won and lost off the waiver wire.
Yes.
The guys who know when to get somebody and when not to get somebody
Yes.
makes a difference between winning and losing.
Make the right decision and
give
keep
you guys
the person on your
now
bench. Don't get too
Yes.
antsy and drop somebody that turns out to be a diamond. I've seen that happen
Exactly.
a lot. A lot.
Oh, a lot. Oh
Woo!
my God.
But
so we're gonna get into all that next week.
Yes, yes. Wednesday, 7 p.m. We will be here giving you the predictions already for the playoffs as we see them now before they even play a game. And then, you know, as the season go along, we'll see how things turn out. But last year was the only year I was wrong. And I was wrong by a hair. By a hair. My record been pretty good. My record been pretty good. And for our contest, the commercial will be up between tonight and tomorrow. Look at the commercial and put in your email address so you can get in on these gifts that we're going to be giving away. These gift cards, gifts that we're giving away this season. Put in your email. It's called Beat the Host. It'll be on officefootballpool.com where we will have it up to where every week we'll do our picks, and we might do some stuff weekly, but at the end of the season, if you can beat the host, the top 3 people that beat the host will get gift cards and prizes. So, hey, thank you for tuning in, and we out of here. See you next week. All right, Steve, you have a good week.
Hey, you as well. Peace out, guys. Peace out.